얘기하다 보려고! 너무한 거 아닙니까? 너무한 거! 우리도 사람이야! 왜 자꾸 그가 버리는 거야?
This is the darkest event in South Korea. Korean police, the government, and even the then president of South Korea are behind this incident in order to satisfy their own selfish desires. Human rights abuses, gross rape, let over 16,000 people experience agony. This is the house of the brothers in Bisan, Korea. Welfare world. It is the last pain that the Korean people want to talk about. What the hell is going on here? The cause of this is the South Korean government wants to bid for the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Therefore, in order to increase the success rate of the bid, South Korean executives are ready to show the world the development of South Korea's modernization and a stable and clean social environment. However, although South Korea's industrial development has made tremendous progress, the national income has increased significantly, but it's extremely polarized. Someone has already eaten McDonald's. Some people can only eat by picking up garbage. Someone is going to live in a luxury apartment. Some people can only be one family, building a home in a pond on a mountain. Therefore, there are many begging children on the streets of South Korea. So, in order to show the development of Korea, it becomes a problem that must be dealt with the benefit of the president of South Korea. South Korea begins urban purification movement, established a welfare home including the House of Brothers, and prestigious institutions, providing shelter for the homeless, and provide food, housing, culture, education, and skills training. The goal is to get these homeless people. You can feed yourself here, and learn some survival skills. However, beneath the surface of public welfare, a catastrophe is quietly unfolding. A shelter called the House of the Brothers, at the outset of its establishment, attracting many homeless people. According to the policy at that time, the government allocates funds to welfare institutions by the number of people. So for the orphanage, the more people we take in, the more assistance you get from the government. The original House of Brothers, seriously looking for homeless people on the streets. However, for policy reasons, staff to obtain more funds. Start arresting people into the hospital, batch after batch from the streets of Seoul. Cleaned out homeless. Was sent here. But how many of them are actually homeless? But no way of knowing. At that time, people couldn't take it anymore and decided to call the police. However, the police are for performance and funding, colluded with people from the orphanage. Even a 14-year-old child were arrested for stealing bread. He was also forced to confess to the crime because of violence. Everybody thinks that these institutions, it's really as good as the government says. However, only the people inside know. This is hell on earth. You're going to piss me off. You don't want me. How to let go of you, you tell me. Willie Zong Amin? Stop crying. This is the darkest place in Korea. Korean police, the government, and even the then president of South Korea, behind the scenes among urbanites, in order to satisfy their own selfish desires, human rights abuses, gross rape. Over 16,000 people have been through hell. This is the House of Brothers in Bisan, Korea. Welfare home incident. It's a concentration camp. Took the welfare home before the government. Treat them as strong laborers. Abide by the rules of the orphanage every day. Mining coal to transport heavy objects. Doing hard labor. Work more than 10 hours without any pay. In this orphanage that was supposed to hold 300 people, more than 4,000 people were arrested, dozens of people crammed into one room, extreme scarcity of daily necessities. Anyone who dares to resist and question, they get beaten up by regulators. There are even many people in this situation, killed and wounded, and their bodies, also sold directly to medical universities. Perform dissection. Therefore, no one dares to resist. So more rampant managers. Every night after 7 p.m., regardless of age, both genders experience this, physical and mental torture. Even after a woman becomes pregnant, they are also required to perform abortions on their own. Here countless people seek death. From 1975 to 1987. Only registered deaths. 513 people. If you count the unregistered, there are only a lot more. Here more children are sold directly. Some are resettled to North America, Europe, and other places. According to statistics, during the heyday of the House of Brothers, the proceeds of child trafficking abroad, at least $20 million per year, hundreds of millions of dollars. When the government came to inspect this welfare home, someone else will be arranged to replace the victim. Pretend that the years are quiet. Continue to do evil after receiving the pension. What's even more ridiculous is, when these people were killed, Park Kun, the director of the House of Brothers, but it was completely replaced by the president of South Korea. Many compliments. So, in this low case, the family of brothers continues to grow, become purgatory on earth. It wasn't until 1987 that a man appeared. It's all over. Girl, I'm the saddest. How can you let me? Sad, then I love you. You have done it for so many years. Trying to make rice. Stop crying. For many years. This is South Korea's darkest recent history. Korean police, the government, and even the then president of South Korea are behind this incident to satisfy one's own selfish desires. They trample on human rights. Gross rape. Over 16,000 people have been through hell. This is the infamous Korean Bisan brothers. This orphanage, a person who appears in the world at this time, finally rescued these people from a case. Here he is, Kim Young-won. In 1986, prosecutor Kim Young-won transferred from Waishan to Bisan. Just as I was going up the mountain to hunt, It is better for orphanage staff to abuse people. Saw by him. Jin Young Yuan just found out? It may not be what the government says it is. So Young Kim Young-won start sending police to investigate. During this period, it was not without high-level Korean people, warn him. However, Kim Young-won relied on the prosecutor's justice and fairness. Under multi-party forensics, exposed the inside story of the welfare home in one fell swoop. The truth of this absurd event. This was exposed in front of everyone. In the 12 years of operation of the House of Brothers, the total income of people up to 16,000 people. In the Dean's room, the police also found a huge safe. That's 1.15 billion won. In Korea, more than 1 billion won is enough to be sentenced to life imprisonment. But the amount embezzled by the chief prosecutor of Bisan City changed to half of the original. Jong Park In-gun was charged with false imprisonment. 6 counts of violent illegal possession. Should be sentenced to 10 years in prison, but in the end Park In-gun got into corruption. The maximum sentence was 2 years and 6 months. Such a ridiculous judgment is obviously weightless. But the Olympics are coming up. To avoid damaging the country's image, a group of senior officials in South Korea put the matter on hold. September 17, 1988. The Seoul Olympic Games opened as scheduled. The theme song resounds above the city. The citizens cheered. An appearance of peace and prosperity. However, those who survived the brothers' house, but because of mental and physical torture, became a true homeless person, crouching in the dark corners of Korea. However, the Korean people have never forgotten this. Almost every year before Congress, there will be protesters demanding a thorough investigation of the case, but the government did not respond. Until 2018, under the promotion of Wen Ziyan, the truth of this matter was finally revealed to the world. Their harrowing experience also shocked countless people. After 40 years of ups and downs, they finally sank into the abyss of snow. Truth is truth. He might be covered up, but it will never be changed. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe.